Today's decision centers around a former Washington State high school football coach who sued his school district, claiming it violated his constitutional rights when it told him to stop praying with students midfield after games. The majority opinion reaffirms the former coach's First Amendment rights, while the dissent warns of a disservice to the country's long-standing separation of church and state. The former coach, Joseph Kennedy, says he believes the ruling is great for America.
People of faith or no faith, everybody has the same rights, and that's what the Constitution is all about.
The Bremerton School District says that it was following the law and would work with its attorneys to remain welcoming, inclusive for all.
Ansley Daniels spoke with local coaches who say most religious activities are student-led.
And if they don't want to participate, they are not required to. Ansley, do they expect much to change after the ruling?
In the Tri-Cities, we're very well aware of this case and the ruling today, and those I spoke with tell me that they really don't expect much to change here across our region, especially as teams oftentimes join together for prayer after games.
The Supreme Court sided with a Washington State football coach who was kneeling and praying on the field after games.
Anytime the freedom of religion is protected, I think it's a great thing. Everybody should have the right to practice their faith and whatever capacity that they feel led to.
The vote was 6-3, with justices saying the prayer is protected by the First Amendment.
I don't think that'll change anything.
Athletic leaders in the Tri-Cities say religious activities, including circling up on the field and praying, are led by students.
If you have students that don't want to be a part of that, we've never made a big deal about that either. We've just made sure that their freedoms weren't impinged upon, and we don't make them do it. It's just their choice.
The football team at David Crockett says the Lord's Prayer in the locker room as a unit before games.
We've had people in the past that have stepped out, for whatever reason. They didn't want to be a part of that. We don't ever want to put anybody in a position that's uncomfortable. Faith is not something that should be forced down your throat.
Justice Sotomayor dissenting and 2 others joining, calling the ruling misguiding. She says in part it elevates one individual's interest in personal religious exercise in the exact time and place of that individual's choosing over society's interest in protecting the separation between church and state, eroding the protections for religious liberty for all.
The Freedom from Religion Foundation, that's the national organization that filed to remove those 3 crosses on Elizabethton city land, has already denounced this decision, fearing that it could set a precedent. The foundation's legal director said, quote, "Today's decision will hurt vulnerable public school children who deserve protection from religious intrusion."